a person from Kerala becomes a principal in the northernmost state of India, Punjab, learns the language of that state 3 decades ago, the expectations of parents were different. As of now, they are diametrically apart. So, how are you handling such expectations of parents?
The parents used to come and tell me that, sir, you do whatever you want. Ab maro, pito, kuch bhi karo. When I joined this school, one counselor used to be there. And now there is one male counselor, 2 female counselors, then 8 intern counselors, 1 special educator.
So, how are teachers in the school incorporating artificial intelligence in teaching, and how are they ensuring that students don't abuse the power of technology?
Teachers have to learn this, how to use it. AI is not going to remove or replace the teachers, but it is going to enrich the teachers. So teachers have to use it.
What is that one thing you wished one change happens in the field of education during your lifetime?
For example, in Indian education system, a child has to learn all the subjects. If I am good at something, then I should be free enough by the parents, by the system, by the education board to do that.
Hello everyone, and I'm Sharad, founder and CEO of Lyfshilp Academy and Agility AI. And with me is a distinguished guest, Kuriakose. He is the principal of St. Thomas Indirapuram, and he is a distinguished academic leader with decades of experience in training students, mentoring teachers, and shaping schools. He has been awarded with many accolades. Amongst them are Rabindranath Tagore National Award, and also Best District Principal Award. Beyond being a principal, he is also a teacher, a trainer, a writer, and an eloquent speaker who loves sharing ideas on education and leadership. He has written several books which have been published, mainly in the domain of English. And we are really excited to dive into his journey and hear his thoughts on the future of learning. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. So, sir, to begin with, can you share a little about your journey in the field of education and what inspired you to be an educational leader?
I joined the first school, Bikaner Boys School in Bikaner in 1996. A PRT teacher. English as well as GK, moral science used to be my subjects. And meanwhile, I also was getting educated. I did my post-graduation while working there as a teacher. Then I also did my MPhil in English. Then I completed my MEd. So after that, I got transferred from that organization to the other branch of theirs to Suratgarh in Rajasthan. And there I became a TGT English. And while teaching there, I also started looking for other opportunities. So I applied in one of the schools in Punjab, a place called Aboha in Firozpur district. So there was a vacancy of PGT English. And then I applied there and they interviewed me and selected, and I became PGT English there, and I taught there. While working there was a vacancy of principal. The principal of that school at that time had to leave abruptly for some personal reasons. So the lot fell on me. And I took up the challenge, though I was not experienced. That was the first experience of mine to be the principal. They also gave that opportunity to me, though I didn't have the experience of administration in that time. Maybe looking at my communication skill, or maybe since I am from Kerala, so and it's a village in Abohar, Punjab. They appointed me as a principal, and I continued there for 12 years as a principal. From 98 to 2009, I was there as a principal. And it was a mixture of 2 communities, one Sikhs as well as Bishnois. The school was owned by Mr. Bhajan Lal, who himself was the former Chief Minister of Haryana, remember? Who himself was a Bishnoi. So it was meant for their own community, the Bishnois, and children from nearby villages, those who belong to the Sikh caste also were coming to us. So I had to learn Punjabi as well as a little bit of the Bishnois language to converse with them. And that was the time when I learned how to write and read Punjabi. And now I can speak fluent Punjabi and I read Punjabi. So I worked there continuously for 12 years. That was my first experience as the principal after becoming the teacher. Then I was looking for opportunities outside Punjab too. So there was a vacancy here in 2009 and I applied here. So I got the opportunity to be the principal in this school. And since then, I have been working as a principal of this school. So total journey of 16 years in this school as the principal. And together, both the schools together, it's almost 28 years as a principal, 12 there and 16 here now, and going to retire in the month of March 2026. So the journey has been so long, but very, very enriching. I have been enjoying teaching the students, also training the teachers, meeting the parents, talking to them, conversing with them, as well as enabling the students to achieve, excel in all areas. Whenever students used to go out for various competitions, be it sports, be it debates, be it any kind of a quiz, and come back with laurels, medals, positions, especially in CBSE, district level, zonal level, the national level. It used to be a matter of pride for me and a joy for me. So journey has been so enriching and I have been so happy, wedded almost to the field of education.
This is an interesting journey, and this is what our country stands for. Unity in diversity. Is a person from Kerala becomes a principal in the northernmost state of India, Punjab, learns the language of that state, and moreover, a Christian from Kerala becomes the principal of a school in Punjab where the majority community is Sikh, right? And leads by example. So, sir, you said that you learned the language. What other things did you adopt in order to become like the people of that state? What did you do?
The school, Jamku Devi Senior Secondary School, used to be in a campus of a mandir, Bishnoi Mandir. And there, when I used to open my door where I was given the accommodation, I could see the mandir and the sons, the sadhus sitting there, chanting the Bishnoi Mandir and also pouring ghee into the fire for Havan. That was the first sight I used to see in the morning when I opened the door. And also hearing the chanting of the mantras and Havan going on. And as after getting ready for school, I have to cross that mandir and reach the school, the next campus, next building. So I used to go there and sit with the sadhus there, sons there, and even they used to hand over me the ghee to pour into the Havan fire. And I used to, whatever they asked me to recite, I used to recite. Of course, being a Christian, when they used to tell me Om, then I used to say about my own prayer at that time. But externally, I was doing what they wanted me to do to show the solidarity with them. I also used to take a round of the statue or the picture there, as the other devotees do before I went to the school. And after reaching there, and even during the school hours too, there used to be many occasions where maybe in the beginning of the session or maybe a festival or something, Havan used to be conducted in the school itself. And I used to participate in that too. And then, since children were from Sikh religion, I used to go to their houses. I used to love the khada prasad which they used to prepare and give to me, and also adopting myself, because that was a, though I being a Keralite who take fish and non-veg things, but since that school was completely based in a campus where this non-veg was not allowed, I also all the 12 years had to forgo the non-vegetarian meals there, because I was staying in the hostel there and I was eating the same food which the children and the staff were eating. Of course, occasionally going outside, I used to eat. Otherwise, mostly it was a taboo there. So I used to accommodate myself, change myself according to that. And visiting Gurudwaras, attending that, and also going to different mandirs. Sunday, of course, to the nearby church I used to go. Otherwise, I was living almost like a Sikh or a Bishnoi.
There's a learning in this. Most of the chaos that are happening in the country and that have been happening in our country will disappear if we just respect each other's traditions. Right? So,
Definitely.
and you have led that by example. So, over the years of your career, what personal experiences, apart from the ones that you have mentioned, have shaped your vision of what education should look like? What, according to you?
See, there is a saying that the water into which once we step is not the same water when we step into the next. It is, this example is given by Heraclitus, the famous Greek philosopher. He also has said this very famous saying that change is the only truth. Rest everything is something which is a maya, but change is something which is permanent. It goes on and we have to accept it. So when I began my journey as a teacher, I was maybe in 25s, 30s, but now I am on the verge of retirement. That means almost 59 running. So over the years, a lot of changes have taken place, changes have happened in the field of education and the vision and mission of education. So according to the changes in the scenario we have to in the field, we have to also accommodate ourselves, we have to change ourselves. Otherwise, if we cling on to the old vision and mission and perception, then we cannot survive. People will throw us out of the field. So I also have to accommodate whatever has been happening. CBSE, where I have been in the affiliated schools where I have been working, is of CBSE. CBSE is a very, very dynamic board which keeps changing, which adopts many things. The CBSE officials going to different countries, especially Finland, which is very famous for education, observing what is happening there, learning, bringing ideas from there, and try to incorporate with the Indian system of education and teaching the principals, training the principals, then the teachers. So a lot of changes have been happening. Same thing we have to implement, same thing we have to accommodate. Every teacher who wants to continue as a teacher definitely have to accept changes.
Change is the only constant.
Yes.
That's a very important learning that. So, sir, when you began your journey in the field of education 3 decades ago, the expectations of parents were different. As of now, they are diametrically apart. So, how are you handling such expectations of parents?
See, earlier there used to be larger families. Like I have 7 siblings. So whenever my teachers used to punish me physically or morally or humiliate me or embarrass me, and I used to come and share with my parents, instead of blaming the teachers, instead of coming to the school, they used to blame me and punish me again. That you have done something wrong. But when I reached Punjab, there again the same trend was there, because Punjab also is a traditional families and joint families, so many members there. So the parents used to come and tell me that, sir, you do whatever you want. आप मारो पीटो कुछ भी करो, इनको हड्डी मत तोड़ना, बस इनको कुछ भी करो पर सुधारो. But now when I came here, in the interview itself, I was asked this question: how are you going to control, discipline the students? What has been the method used there? So I told in that interview board that I used to bring bamboo sticks from Kerala and I used to cane them whenever there was indiscipline. A bundle of bamboo sticks used to be brought from there. Then here I was told that no, it should not be used here. No, not even one little finger you can raise against a child. No physical punishment, no corporal punishment. And I have experienced the same here, that now the families are nuclear. There are only 1 or 2 children. And the parents are completely minutely observing what is happening in the life of the children. If anything goes wrong in the school, if any teacher scolds, forget about beating or slapping or touching or humiliating or harassing, even just scold for correcting the child, then the child goes and complain, and the parent then and there either send a WhatsApp message blaming the teacher, blaming the system, inquiring, and also sending a mail or coming the next day to meet the principal and complain to the principal. So teachers are scared, the principal is scared, so we cannot take chance now. The situation is very, very sensitive. So we don't do much physical, no physical punishment at all, and we don't hurt the sentiments of the children. So we have changed according to the demand of the parents, according to the size of the family, according to the expectation of the family. We are changed. Now, earlier there was no counselor in the school. When I joined this school, 1 counselor used to be there. And now there is one male counselor, 2 female counselors, then 8 intern counselors, 1 special educator. So whenever teachers are finding any problem with a particular child, earlier they used to slap or beat or scold or give imposition and so on, meet the parents and so on. Now they are advised to go to a counselor. The counselor is given the name, class and section of a child and given brief report about the child. Then the counselor takes up the case. Then counselor counsels, finds out what is the problem, learning difficulties, learning issues. Then parents are called, talk to them. Then they also are briefed about what is the problem. Then psychological and psychiatrical counseling is given. Some kind of extra tools are used, psychological tools are used to help the students. Now special schools are there. We advise them to go to a special school if we cannot handle. This is the scenario and this is what we are doing now.
So there's a lot of talk about mental health these days, and where these counselors and these special educators, they have a vital role to play in those situations. So I'm more interested about knowing, so the decision of hiring so many counselors, I mean 8 interns, and then you have an entire team of 12, 13 people. So it was taken by you, or it was something that came from the administration or the administration board of the group of schools?
No, CBSE has made it mandatory to appoint counselors. And as we have around these 3,000 children here, initially 1 used to be there, counselor, but he was overloaded, flooded with requests from teachers as well as parents. He was not able to manage. So we had to appoint another, then another, then another. Then there are some areas where counselors, psychological counselors cannot deal with. So then we have to appoint a special educator. A female special educator is there who helps the counselors if they are not able to. If they are having they are slow learners, children are slow learners, or they have some particular learning difficulties, then they keep the child with them. And even this particular special type of question papers are made. Difficulty level of the question paper for the normal children as well as this special children is different. And evaluation is also a bit diluted and lenient for such children. Even CBSE provides scribe. In during our time and all, that term was not known. Now there is scribe provided. A student studying in class 10 or class 12, if request for and submit the necessary medical documents, a scribe is provided to write the examination, as well as half an hour or 1 hour according to the case for the examination extra is provided. Normally it is 3 hours, they will be provided with 3.5 or 4 hours, including one scribe. So you can be a scribe for me if you are one class lower than my class. Class 10 scribe can be class 9. And for class 12, scribe can be of class 11. And I am the student who has the problem, and I speak, you hear, and you write for me. So this is provided, and all the facilities like even a counselor is waiting for the children who are writing the examination. If they are restless, if they are hysteric, or their mood is down, the child is sent to the counselor's room, or the counselor comes and gives some kind of help, and then the mood is changed, or the children become normal, then they are. So such accommodation is done by the CBSE. A mandation is there now. No school can run without a counselor now.
Okay. So that is a required positive step. Very much required.
Wellness teachers, they are called
Wellness teachers. I'm glad that we are adopting things from other countries.
Yes.
Finland. Right. So I studied a report that Finland has the highest student learning outcome. Right. And there's a reason behind that. Although the problems there and the problems here are different, it being having a small population in India, having a larger population. But even if we are able to adopt a few points from there, that would be useful. That's great. So, sir, talking about change. So, there a term that is in the news for the last 2-3 years is artificial intelligence. And there are both positive and negative sides to it. So, how are teachers in the school incorporating artificial intelligence in teaching? And how are they ensuring that students don't abuse the power of technology, which there have been numerous reports of? So, and also screen time is the cause of concern of students. So how are you doing that? How is your school doing that?
See, COVID-19 has been a turning point for the field of education. A learning curve was there. Even teachers at the on the verge of retirement who were not at all computer savvy, techno savvy, had to learn how to operate computer, how to make PPTs, how to teach online using Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Our teachers were given special training by the Microsoft Teams technicians, IT department, our own IT department. We had to ask the teachers to go for purchasing the cameras, webcams, use either a mobile with the camera or go for Android phones. And our children were also asked to purchase, our parents were asked to purchase. So overnight they had to be techno savvy. So they had to do to be in job. Very next week the online classes started, because the classes offline it was not possible. So online classes started, and technology was very much used, widely used by teachers all over the world. Even in remotest areas of India, people had to use. I remember in Kerala or maybe in other states too, where network was not available to attend online classes, or either of the school or the government education department's channel like Diksha and all. Children used to climb either the hills or the trees where network was possible, and they used to watch or they used to listen to the online classes. Or it used to be recorded and sent to the students, and they used to download the same and used to watch it. Even classes were conducted at night when this network was better. So similarly now, following that, AI has come into the field of education, and now it is a boon, it is a must. It is not anything wrong, it is not negative. We have to accept. Of course, every, like for example, social media has its own danger as well as its own positive things. So we have to be mature enough to how to use, what to see, and when to see, etc. So similarly, teachers have to learn this, how to use it. Now we have the chat GPT or any other medium through which YouTube is there or Google is there, from where we can get a lot of materials. Earlier, reading from the text, maybe maximum guides available in the market. The teachers used to read, understand, and speak the same thing to the students. But now, teachers, not only in the textbook or guide which are available in the market, but also such mediums are there where teachers can make it variety. Their teaching can be effective. So teachers, it is not against the teacher. AI is not going to remove or replace the teachers, but it is going to enrich the teachers. So teachers have to use it. Otherwise, students, it will be very boring sitting in the class because they are used to technology. So teachers have to, for preparing lesson plan, preparing PPTs, preparing even the explanations, better explanations, modern explanations, including images. All these things can be done with the help of the AI.
So it is in a way the task of teachers easy
Easier. And interesting. Interactive.
And they can also somehow, so new education policy has this thing, you would be better knowing that you have to give individual attention to students, and in a way AI helps in doing that. Right?
You have mentioned about the learning outcomes in Finland. So earlier, it used to be NCERT used to say about, speak about learning objectives. Now that term has been changed. Now it is learning outcomes. So authors of books are advised. For example, I am writing grammar book. So there, when we begin a chapter, we have to mention learning outcomes. Out of this particular chapter, what a student is expected to learn.
No.
And similarly, when a teacher is about to teach a chapter, begin a chapter, the teacher is advised to write on the board itself, as well as in the lesson plan, what should be the learning outcome of that particular chapter. After end of the chapter, what this child is supposed to, what the children are supposed to learn or are expected to learn. So learning outcomes. Learning objectives are now outdated. Learning outcomes are there. So similarly, evolving, it is evolving. So we have to go according to the time.
According to the time. So what is that one thing you wished, one change that you wish happens in the field of education during your lifetime?
It's a very good question. Every teacher, every principal, every parent has something in their mind which is not happening, but which should have happened. So I feel we always talk about holistic development of the personality of children. That is the purpose of education. That is the goal of education. But no school is able to completely fulfill that expectation, that goal. So, for example, here, since the time I have joined, I have been thinking about making the communication skill of the children improve. But when I joined, I took a lot of measures. For example, started with fine. If this is an English medium school and your parents are sending you to this school because they want you to learn English and to communicate in English, write and speak in English. So for that, I took some measures like either imposing fine if anybody breaks the rule of language, or I used to have, now also it is there, a language card or language monitors inside the classes. A girl and a boy, for girl side and boy side, used to be appointed as the language monitors. And they are given two cards, one with the girl and one with the boy, where it is written, I'm sorry, I have broken the rule of language in the card. So anybody who breaks the rule of language, for example, it is French period, you are supposed to speak in French. It is German period, you are supposed to speak in German with the teacher and among the peer. If it is English period, you are supposed to speak in English. If it is Hindi period, you are supposed to speak in Hindi. Sanskrit. And any subject which is taught in English, for example, social science, maths, these are taught in English. You should speak before in that particular language. So in that way, we can improve. But we needed parents' support. There were parents who came and blamed me. Show me the account. You are collecting the fine. 1 rupee each for breaking the rule of language. How much money? 40 children are there in a school, to 3,000 children are in this school. How much money you are amassing, you are gathering? Where is the account? Where this money goes? So, parents were not very supportive. They were thinking about money. They were not thinking about the goal or the effort I am taking. Of course, I had accounts, clarity, and the transparency was there. I could satisfy the parents, but look at the motive of that parent, the thinking of the parents. So, whatever effort we had taken at that time was discouraged. So, we had to stop that punishment system, but the other system is still continued. But again, cooperation of the monitors, cooperation of the students. So it used to be like when you break the rule of language, the monitor gives the pass to you. And you are supposed to stand for at least 10 minutes observing whether anybody else is breaking the rule of language. If you find anybody else breaking the rule of language, then you can give the pass to that person. And you can sit. That used to be the practice. So during 40 minutes, 4 children at least used to get that. Or even one child used to stand for 10 minutes. But cooperation of the children, then the children used to go in home and tell that I was asked to stand for 10 minutes. And some parents used to appreciate some parents. So even now, that complete communication skill of the children, I have not been able to improve. What I want to implement has not been done. So still I dream. That is one thing about the skill development, language development. Then again, I always think about if a child is not good at study, she may be good at something else.
Yes, exactly.
So, for example, one is a good singer. I have found out the talent. So, I want the parents to agree with me, the school management to agree with me, that I send that child to the music room more time than weekly once. Now only weekly once the music period happens, 40 minutes, 40 children. But whenever the music teacher is free, I want to send that child to the music room and the child goes and learn the music and the instruments. And the parent also, instead of forcing the child to study alone, send the child for music as a profession. Be it sports, be it music, be it dance, anything. If somebody is good at computer, instead of learning all the subjects, if CBSE as well as the parents, the education boards, the school also provide all the facilities for that child to learn what he is passionate, he is good at, instead of forcing the child to learn everything. For example, in Indian education system, a child has to learn all the subjects, all the 6 subjects. Whether you are good at maths or not, you have to learn maths. Whether you are good at science or not, you have to learn. But that should be, I think, only for reading, writing, maybe class 4, 5. Afterwards, if I am good at something, then I should be free enough by the parents, by the system, by the education board to do that. Other thing I always think is that if I am an intelligent child, I am very good at studies, I can do 4 or 5 classes in a year. I can complete the syllabus given to me within a year, 2-3 classes. And I can crack examination also. I am of 5-year or 6-year old or 10-year-old. I should be allowed. I am able to write 10th class board examination, 12th class board examination. Why should I spend 12 years, 13 years, 14 years according to the age criteria of the board? So actually I am wasting my time. That is why I feel a lot of indiscipline in the class. Because I finish my learning, writing within 10 minutes. 30 minutes I am simply sitting. When I am simply sitting, I feel to disturb the other. There is noise, there is indiscipline. If I am allowed to, after finishing my 10 minutes, to go to music room or go to the field of sports or anything, then I will not be disturbing. And if I am allowed to write board examination when I am 6-year-old, 7-year-old or 8-year-old or 10-year-old and go to the next step, then go to the next step, I think I will be completing my education when I am 20-year-old or 15-year-old. Then rest I can think about looking at a career, taking up a career. In foreign countries, it is practiced. But in India, it is not practiced. There are parents who are coming to me and saying that my child knows everything of nursery, of prep. You promote him to class 1, class 2, and he will do it. We will help him. But I cannot do because the rule doesn't permit that. A child has to be 6-year-old to be in class 1. I cannot promote a child who is 3-year-old to class 1, even if the child knows everything. So these are some of the things which I have been thinking about. It should be.
These are the ideas that the particularly last 2 ideas that you have spoken about are something that I have been talking about for a long time, from the time I have been in this sector. I mean, the first one, of course, is if a child is not in studies and if he or she is good in something else, let's promote that. If similar things were done, we would have a plethora of entrepreneurs, scientists, sports persons, musicians, artists, a country of 1.6 billion.
Innovations and discoveries.
Exactly. And what disappoints me is a country of 1.6 billion, 1.5 billion people wins only 4-5 medals in the Olympics. Right? And countries which are of the size of probably one of our states, one of the smallest states of India, Goa. It's countries of that population size win 10, 15, 20 medals. Are we not talented? That cannot be the case. But the problem is, I heard that quote and that resonates with me till now. So if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its entire life thinking that it is stupid. Right? And we, fortunately and unfortunately, we do that. So that is a step in the positive direction. If people in the CBSE, people in the education system who are sitting at the top, they are listening to this podcast, they should take certain steps on that level.
As well as the parents.
Parents also.
Here we have children who are going to national level chess. Very small children going to chess and winning national gold. We also have children for taekwondo. They also have, this time also they went to the nationals. Silver medal one he has. We also have children for swimming. We don't have swimming pool here, but the child must be going to some other swimming pool where it is available. But he is now representing CBSE in the national school. In the national, he will be going to the national. So if his parents came to me and asked me permission, can he be permitted to reach the school late? I told, okay, maybe an hour or maybe 2 hours in the morning, I can give special permission, and I have given. But if a parent asks me for entire month, he will not be coming to the school. But CBSE says that 75% of the attendance is mandatory. So CBSE also doesn't permit, and the school management also may not agree with me.
Yes, sir.
And other children, other their parents, if he is not coming, she is not coming, why should I come? So many restrictions are there. We are bound. And I also quite often get the request from the physical education teachers that allow this team to be in the ground for half a day, maybe the second half for practicing, because they have a competition the next day. But when we think about class 10, class 12 board examination, completion of the syllabus, revision, pre-boards, 1, 2, practicals, all these things. As the principal, I cannot permit. I disappoint the teachers for those who come only. So we need cooperation from the parents, as well as also some special rules for such children about their board examination.
Board exams. But China has a similar system in place, and that's why we see the country has progressed so much since 1979. I mean, you see in every area they are excelling. Right? We tend to villainize China, but there are many things that we can take from them, we can learn from them. Whether it's just their sports infrastructure, whether it's their scientific innovations, in all those fields. Also, the second point that you mentioned, if a child is brilliant, why should he waste 20, 22, 25 years of his life only getting degrees? Right? Why can't he finish it in 10 years? So you see in the West, in USA, people like Steve Jobs started Apple at the age of 19. There's Elon Musk who started his first company at the age of 16. Right? Bill Gates and all those people. Because they were not duty bound. Right? Most of them dropped out of their school and the system supported them in some way. And the result is what we have seen. So, and yes, and see, for example, Sam Altman, the founder and CEO of OpenAI, which is the parent company of ChatGPT. So he was a brilliant coder, good in computer science, not good in many of the humanities subjects or commerce subjects. So he dropped out and completely focused on coding in computer science, see the result, right? So if our environment, if the parents, the teachers, the education system, if everyone thinks in the direction that you are trying to make them think, things would be a lot better. A lot better. So as we come to the end of this podcast, I have a question for you. So you have spent so many years in this education system and you're retiring next year in the month of March. So how do you intend to guide students, mentor students, teachers and everyone in the academic fraternity with your experience once you retire? Do you have any plan?
One plan I have in my mind is to be a resource person for training teachers. During this summer vacation, I had gone to different schools in different states where I have been invited to conduct training programs for the teachers. Like I have just spoken about learning outcomes, learning objectives, NEP policies, then competency-based education. That is something new in the field of education. Instead of rote learning, skills are now, competencies have been. So to be a trainer, a teacher's trainer, that is something which is on the anvil. And I myself had to be trained by CBSE or any other organization in NCERT. I can dedicate my experience as well as time for such things. I can speak either in Hindi or English or even in Malayalam, my own language. So any state I can go and talk to the teachers and train them. That is one thing. Second thing, as I have mentioned, that I am writing a series of English grammar book for classes 1 to 10. And that is one area which I feel that has been lacking in the schools, grammar, English grammar. Because I know that teachers are concentrating, focusing much, taking much of their time in completing the text like stories and poems, explaining them, writing the question answers, making the students to learn the question answers and bringing out results. And they give only maybe 5 or 6 days or maybe a week or two to complete the grammar syllabus. Last minute. Once they complete the prose as well as poems, then they go to the that is something secondary. Grammar is something secondary, but I feel that is primary. That should be given more time than question answers, because question answers, stories and poems which you dedicate 90% of the time of the year, you forget once you are out of the examination. But grammar is for your life. So I feel grammar has to be inculcated, it has to be personalized by a person who wants to be communicating in English, writing in English, learning in English, reading in English. So I am writing that book, and I also think that I have to teach grammar. I have to teach grammar. So thinking of starting some academy of English grammar to teach the students, teach somebody who wants to go abroad, somebody who wants to crack even CUT, all competitive examinations, be it CLAT, anything. If you want to go for any competitive examination, even the combined defense also, you have to know English. And English grammar is asked, not the story, not the poem, not the question answers, which we have been learning all from nursery to class 10 or 12, but grammar is asked, vocabulary is asked, your word skill is, word power is tested. But you are not prepared for that. Teachers have not prepared you for that. Because they did not, I don't blame the teachers, because I myself have been an English teacher. I also did not have time to teach all these things. So, but because the system tells us that the CBSE syllabus is like that, the NCERT syllabus is like that, we cannot delete all the chapters and teach only the grammar. We are given 3 books, 1 grammar book and 2 textbooks. So we have to teach all the 3. And 2 textbooks should be given more time. 1 grammar book should be given less time. So I don't blame the teachers. I don't blame the school. I don't blame the syllabus. I have to see what I can do as a retired teacher. So that is what I am thinking, that to create awareness among the people, among the parents, among the students about the importance of grammar. And I shall teach my own book, and either online or offline. That is what I am thinking of.
So grammar is actually the need of the hour. I have been training students for a few years now, and I have seen students who are otherwise very good in English. If you go by their marks in class 10th and 12th board, they fail at entrance exams because of lacking English language skills, primarily grammar and vocabulary. So it is need of the hour, and almost every entrance exam in India tests you on your English language skills. So all the best for your venture, for your efforts that you're going to make after you retire. And it was lovely talking to you. I learned so much, and listeners, our audience will also, I'm sure, will learn so much from your experience. Although time of few minutes or even a few hours is not enough to capture the entire experience, but you have tried to do it beautifully. And so thank you so much, sir, for your time, your valuable time, inviting you to your school.
I thank Mr. Sharad as well as the Lyfshilp Academy team for giving me this opportunity to express whatever I was asked about, and also to speak to the audience. And I also thank the entire crew who have come with him and taken time out to record what I have spoken. I also thank the audience who all will be watching, taking time out to listen to me. Whether you agree with me or not, that doesn't matter, but you will be taking time out to watch this. So thank you so much for everything. I wish all the best to whatever they have thought of doing for the society, for the children at large, and all whatever they have planned for their academy. I wish them all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.